Question number 9, Alfred Ngaro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister of Education, how is the government ensuring that Māori and Pasifika children are engaged in education from an early age?
The Honourable Hikia Parata.
Mr. Speaker, this morning I was pleased to announce an increase in the proportion of Māori and Pasifika children participating in early childhood education before starting school. In the 3 years to March 2015, Māori participation increased by 3.5 percentage points and Pasifika by 4.8 percentage points. So that means that Māori participation rate now stands at 93.8% and Pasifika at 91%. While we know there is more to do, this means that more of our earliest learners are getting a stronger start on educational success.
Supplementary question, Alfred Ngaro.
How does this increase in early childhood participation rates help young New Zealanders achieve education success?
Honourable Hikia Parata.
Mr. Speaker, it is clear that those children who start behind too often stay behind. That is why our government has set a better public service target of 98% of children starting school in 2016 will have participated in quality early childhood education. Regular participation in quality early childhood education significantly increases a child's chance of future educational success, particularly for children from vulnerable families. Since 2007-8, this government spending on early childhood has almost doubled to $1.6 billion. We know that there's still more work to be done and we will continue to do it, especially with vulnerable communities, to ensure that their children get the best start in life.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Kia ora, Minister. Will she guarantee that as a result of her attendance targets, no Māori or Pasifika child from a, quote, vulnerable community, unquote, will be recruited for a low-quality ECE service?
Honourable Hikia Parata.
Mr. Speaker, as the member may know, the government's role in the provision of early childhood resource is to licence centres and is to provide the subsidy to parents. Now, parents then have the option of taking their children to a teacher-led, centre-based, home-led, parent-based early childhood provider, and Māori and Pasifika parents should not be denied the opportunity of that choice as well.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Catherine Delahunty.
I seek leave to table an OIA response from December 2014 by MOE officials warning that 36,000
Order. The
Māori and
documents.
Pacific children...
Order. Member will resume his seat. The document's been described. There is no need to then read out the contents of the document. I'll put the leave. It's an OIA. The answer to an OIA request. Is there any objection to it being tabled? Order. There is no objection. It can be tabled. Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given concerns raised by her ministry, ERO and 2 task forces that low-quality early childhood is more harmful than good for vulnerable children, will she stop targeting children from vulnerable communities until she's certain services are up to scratch?
Honourable Hikia Parata.
Mr. Speaker, the member makes an assumption that there are low-quality services all around New Zealand. So in the 2 years to February 2015, the ERO conducted, I think, 1,539 reviews of early childhood centres, of which they found just 12 not meeting the requirement, less than 1%, and for every one of those 12, the ministry has intervened.
Point of order, Catherine Delahunty.
I seek to leave to table an OIA showing that officials believe that vulnerable communities are more likely to...
Order! I'm not even prepared to put the leave. I've just corrected the member, telling her she describes the document, not starting to read out the content. Question number 10, Dr. David Clark.
Thank you.